Alright, now, I'm late today, and I know I'm late. Um, I got off work at 12, so I'm off early, right? Um, Stop at Superstore on the way home, get some snacks, sit at home, get home, turn on the TV, start looking through different websites, looking for any hockey-related news, which is a challenge on July 24th. But, um, I got 3 hours of sleep last night, so I passed out at about 2. Then I woke up at 5. My brain woke me up and went, it's dark matter time. And so I turned on dark matter. My brain does that. It'll wake me up when my favorite shows are on because it must get excited to watch them. And dark matter is my favorite show right now, to the point where I don't even care what's going on with Killjoys anymore. Um, and then at 6, I'm like, okay, well, I can make a video now. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, because Becky Lynch is on the WWE pay-per-view that I'm not really paying attention to. The main event's on right now. I really don't care. I saw Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, and I saw Becky Lynch, so I'm good. Um, Becky loses all the time, which sucks. But anyways, then I realized that I needed to go get some food, so I went and got food, and now here we are. So it's 8 o'clock Pacific time, at the time I'm starting this, and everybody's in bed Eastern time. So I'm not expecting a tremendous view count, but I'm very encouraged by the growth on the channel right now, which had stopped almost, and then it started again about a week ago. And I hate it, but it's Leafs. I'm sorry to all anybody, but anytime I post about Leafs, my view counts go up, my subscriber count goes up. Um, so that happens. Jonas Enroth apparently is close to signing with Toronto. He is right now, based on his play in LA, he's the perfect backup. And he can step in and play a few games for you. He was famously moved around in the Buffalo debacle. He was a backup for Dallas when he was playing too well for Buffalo. He was costing the chance at the number 1 draft pick that they still didn't get. So they traded him for Lindback, and then Lindback played better than Enroth had been playing. I always took it that, like, these goalies in Buffalo, like, especially Lindback had to know that he was being traded for because his save percentage was really low and because he'd been playing terribly for Dallas. So he probably said, you know what, this is probably my last chance. So he played really, really well. So I found that entertaining. And then they still, got second in the draft, not first. It was a McDavid lottery. And they got Eichel, who's fantastic, but McDavid is really the king of that. It's funny, I've got this 1992 yearbook thanks to a purchase through eBay, and the extent of their hockey pool coverage is like this. So every team's all together. They didn't have a hockey pool yearbook at that point, and it's interesting to see these things. Like Steve Larmer had scored 101 points the year before, coming off his first 100-point season, and it was his only. Larmer was not a scorer. Not at that level, anyways. He just had one fantastic season. Vladimir Ruzicka, 4th in Bruin playoff scoring. There's Bob Sweeney, between 45 and 50 points in 3 or 4 seasons. Dave Christian, average of 53 points last 3 years. Petri Skriko, still only 28 years old. That's damning. When he was a member of the Bruins, and he didn't stick around with the NHL for very long after that they're saying he's only 28. And that's the best thing they can say about his fantasy value. But anyways, I don't care about this match. I'll just have Simpsons playing while I'm doing this. They have John Cullen in here. 3rd best playmaker in the league. And it's interesting because this was right after Pittsburgh had won the Cup. And that was when they got Ron Francis. And it was considered a steal of a deal at the time. More so now. But John Cullen was a pretty damn good player, too. It's just compared to Ron Francis. But Francis is older, Cullen's younger. that argument doesn't always wash. But yeah, so if Enroth becomes the backup in Toronto, that's pretty fantastic because while I liked Sparks, and I did, I'd rather see him in the AHL, and then if he progresses really well, then Enroth can go with the deadline and Sparks can be the backup. It's and I would think there aren't very many teams right now looking for goaltenders, so Enroth's probably a little bit short on opportunities, but at the same time, the Leafs are a prime opportunity because Anderson is still relatively youngish to the point where you don't know if he can handle 65 games in a season. So Enroth might play more games in Toronto than he would as a backup elsewhere. I certainly hope so because I like him, and then that gives the Leafs two European goaltenders, so that'll make Don Cherry's hair go even whiter, if that's possible. But yeah, so in terms of hockey related stuff right now, it's July 24th. It's a fantastic time. So what I'll do, this is more of an update video than anything else, um, and I'll have something put together over the next 20 minutes probably. I've got a couple ideas percolating. There's been a couple requests for top 10 most likely breakthroughs. Any list for breakthroughs, I'm going to include Frank Vatrano on. And Vatrano, I think it's because Boston needs more up front than what they have at times of injury, and I think Vatrano is ready to really burst his way onto the scene. And maybe Pasternak. I know Pasternak's kind of a known quantity, but I think he's due for a big blow up offensively. But again, how much of that is legitimate? The guy's going to blow up, and how much of it is I'm a Bruins fan, so that's where the trick comes in. But I will put together a list. Yeah, that's the one I'll do tonight. I'll put together a list and straighten it all out. And yeah, so I just wanted to explain the lateness. And I talked to a friend of mine into going to see Star Trek today. He was going to go see the matinee because I was yapping about it at work today, and he's like, "I have to go see this because I know how it is when you're the only person in a room that's seen a movie, and it sucks because you're really excited about it." So yeah, I drummed up some money for Star Trek Beyond, which is a good thing. And if you haven't seen it, go see it because it's fantastic. And if you don't watch Dark Matter, it's on Netflix, so watch it because it's pretty fantastic show as well. And tonight's episode was, I think, one of the best written episodes I've ever seen. I'm absolutely sold on wherever they're going with this season, and that's something that's hard to identify with because in terms of teams I cheer for, I'm not happy with what they're putting together for the season, but I am looking forward to seeing what happens with Dark Matter. It's different than a hockey team, though, isn't it? Anyways, I will be back soon enough, and thank you.